And we are here. We have from the, well, of course, after 25 years, let me intro this. Chicago still the one musical with everything that makes Broadway shimmy shake, a universal tale of fame, fortune, and all that jazz, with one show stopping song after another, and the most astonishing dancing you've ever seen. Many might have seen the 2002 film adaptation of the musical, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Of course, the original Broadway production opened up way back in 1975. Bob Fosse directing and choreographing the original production, and we've got Megan Campbell. She's here with the Ensemble of Chicago and understudies, Mama Morton. And I hear apparently, Megan, you have some Lincoln roots.
I do. Well, thank you, Scott, for having me. I'm so
You
excited to
bet.
be here and to be back in Lincoln. I grew up in Lincoln as a child. I lived here during elementary school and middle school before I moved down to Dallas, Texas. So the big part of my training as a dancer and a performer started here in Lincoln. I danced at True Dance Academy, and I also was part of the Lincoln Midwest Ballet Company, performing at the lead every year in the Nutcracker. So I'm back on the stage many, many years later.
Yeah, oh, yes. And well, that's why you've actually answered one of my questions. How does a dancer in a musical or a Broadway production get their start? And it looks like you started young dancing and have just kept with it.
I did, yeah. So I started as a dancer first at True and with the Link LMBC. I had a heavy focus in ballet, and I also did compete around the nation as well. And as I got older, I started to work into different facets in dance as well. I'm doing more contemporary, more jazz, more musical theater, hip hop, street styles. And then going into in high school, I started pulling a little bit more into the theater realm. I still perform in all facets of the
Mhm.
industry, not just theater, but I gravitated towards Oklahoma City University, um, their dance program. And there's actually surprisingly a lot of people from Lincoln that
Oh,
also
cool.
have
Yeah.
gone and continue to go to OCU as well, as their program uh, puts forward that they want to create triple threats. So yes, I was a dance performance major, but we are required to take acting lessons. We are required to take dance management, stage lighting, voice classes, everything, all of the above. They really want everyone to be as versatile as possible. And so that's how that started to navigate me more into the theater realm as well.
Well, that is awesome. Well, Chicago is in town through Friday night. And for those that have never seen Chicago, and I'm one of them, I have to say, and I'm going to see it, but it's based on actual events surrounding two main characters, Roxy Hart, an aspiring vaudevillian and murderess who kills her paramour after a spat and is sent to jail, and Velma Kelly, a vaudevillian and murderess who is on trial for killing her cheating husband and sister. So this whole thing is really based on real life events
It
and was
is.
written by the reporter that was reporting on real life events. But it's been brought in. So, kind of explain, if for those of us that had never seen Chicago, what
Mhm.
kind of know, kind of give us an idea of what we're going to experience when we go.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you bring it up. It actually is, which a lot of people don't realize, is that it is based off of true events, with, of course, some extra theatrical flair that has now been brought into it, but based
Yeah.
off true events back in the 20s, um, by a reporter, Maureen Dallas Watkins. And then we had the original production of Chicago done in 1975 by Mr. Fosse, Bob Fosse. And then in 1996, from the Encores production, we had the revival that was then the stripped down uh, vaudevillian version that we see, that you'll also see at the lead today, where everyone is in sleek blacks and we have the bandstand on the stage, and it's very stripped, raw performance where you can't hide. You have singing, you have dancing, you have acting, you have all of the iconic numbers and songs that um, from the movie as well, for those that have seen it. But it
Right.
is in a true vaudevillian fashion. It's satirical. Yes, we have the, of course, the sensual, sexy sex appeal that does come with it, but it comes from a place of sophistication and
Right.
feline and empowerment. There's a lot of woman empowerment within the show. And I think everyone will really enjoy seeing this version come to them. We have such a talented and also kind cast, and we're such a community. And it's also for anyone really, whether you know nothing about theater, whether you like singing, you like dancing, you like music. We also have an amazing orchestra band that also is a part of the show. They are on stage with us. They are not, it's not normal. You don't have your band sitting down, your orchestra
Right,
down.
right.
They're on stage with us. So everyone is a part of the show.
Well, that's great. And I noticed that even from the original 75 Fosse directed, they've added songs to that. And of
Mhm.
course, now is the dancing going to be still the Bob Fosse moves, or have you guys kind of done evolution in that side of the
Yeah,
production as well?
I think there always was a little bit of maybe of an evolution from Mr. Bob Fosse's version to when Miss Anne Reinking reset it in 1996. There is some variance from that original 75 production, but there is still all of the iconic Fosse movement that you see, all the tiny detailed nuances that everyone hopes and loves about Mr. Fosse that you'll
Yeah,
still
I'm
have
gonna,
in the show.
I'm gonna show some pictures here. This is, can you tell us what we're seeing here?
So this is actually at the very top of the iconic number that everyone knows, Cell Block Tango.
Okay, then
Have your
we've got, and this one here, these two ladies.
yes, so
And
this
so this will be part of the kind of the strip down. This is what you're going to kind of see. So
completely.
yeah, that's very cool. Then we
Yes,
have another picture here. This is like a whole bunch of the cast here.
it is. Yes, so this is for Mr. Billy Flynn's number, All I Care About Is Love, with the female heels ensemble.
And yeah, there's that sexy factor. You can see that throughout these pictures here. And this is also looks like this is not from the original '96, but this looks like from the stripped down version here as well. This picture here, correct?
Yes, this is part of All That Jazz.
All right. Very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great. And I guess there's also a dinner show Friday night that folks can have dinner and drinks prior to the performance on Friday.
Yeah.
So we've got the ticker right there. Leadcenter.org is where they get the tickets. And Megan Campbell, you are not only in the ensemble but understudies for Mama Morton. So when say there's maybe an illness or something, you get to step into that role.
That is very true. I have to be ready at a moment's notice. I have to always be making sure each week that I'm still going over my material and rehearsing. And I actually have a little bit of a rehearsal later today just to keep everything fresh and working with our conductor at the moment. And yeah, so sometimes it could be a planned going out if someone has to leave for a wedding or something exciting like that. But also, I could find out the day before. I could find out 4 hours before. I could find out at places. I could also something could happen in the middle of the show. So you always have to be ready to go on.
Well, I've heard great reviews from last night, your opening night. You've got tonight, Thursday, as well as Friday. And very excited to have all you guys in town for another great run of Chicago at Lincoln's Lead Center. Megan Campbell, thank you so much for being here with us. And as they say in showbiz, break a leg.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.